person who would like to say something about Bob Hastings is a man who we all know and love as one of the mainstays of General Hospital for a long time. Mr. Tony Geary.
Oh my God, is he here? I thought they were my turn.
Thank you. That's kind. 50 years, huh?
Give or take 30.
It was in 1970 that we first worked together, Bob and I. It was on an All in the Family. It was the third All in the Family of the first season. He was, of course, Kelsey the bartender, and I was, of course, Roger the fairy. Both of us being known for what we liked best. Bob was very kind to me on that show. He suggested I get out of the business. And, you know, he's always been very proud. You've always been very proud of show business. I know that because when we met, that was 16 years ago, he said, "Hello, I'm Bob Hastings. I've been in the business 30 years." He never lets us forget that he's still here, try as we may. I didn't really, I have a lot of fond memories, a lot of vague memories of General Hospital.
You remember any of it? Oh, okay.
But along those lines, very often Bob would be called in around noon or something and maybe work all 3-4 of the next afternoon. He had the, as they say, that's a nice small little comfy little dressing room down at the end, very near the exit.
Near the men's room.
And very often the main storyline, as they say, would go on for hours and hours and hours, and Mr. Hastings would sit in his room for hours and hours and hours. Come out occasionally and say to me things like, "Are you still on the show?" And I'd say, "Yes, are you?" And he said, "Well, I don't know. Would you check for me?" I changed the furniture around. He kept trying to find a view. Mr. Hastings is truly, I'm not sure what he truly is, but he's a nice man. I'm going to leave you with just this one little story, which is kind of dear to me, and it's actually it's very true. There were times when I was on General Hospital when the workload was heavy, and I took care of myself in various ways in order to get through, and it often led to very violent and volatile behavior on my part. Well, you know, that's another. But one day there was some noise coming from my dressing room, which was probably broken glass, screaming, the sound of blood running onto the floor or something. And there was a knock at the door, and I screamed, "Come in." And Bob opened the door, and he looked at me. I think I was prostrate on the floor for some reason, and he said, "You know, Tony, you take this too seriously." That is very true. I did, and I hope that you have another 50 years of life.
But not in the business.
No, I'd like to see you get into the business. I am tired of being introduced to everybody as your oldest son.
Well, the way it goes.
When we were doing a remote once with, Luke was on the run with, I believe it was Holly this time. We were at the Magic Mountain, and there was a whole sequence with a roller coaster and stuff like that. And there was a tremendous chase sequence in the end. I'm sure you remember this, Bob.
Oh, God, yes.
And Ramsey was chasing Luke, and there was at least a 5-foot fence. He vaulted it beautifully. He did. He went right over it. I was amazed. We stopped the tape. I said, "My God, are you all right?" And sure, he was all right. He just vaulted a 5-foot fence. And I said, "That's wonderful, Bob. It's really amazing. You're in great shape." And he said, "And the amazing thing is that today is my birthday. And I'm 56 years old." He was lying. He was 58.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Vaulting that fence kept Bob the tenor. The next person I would like to introduce to say a few words about Bob Hastings is probably one of his oldest friends in show business, a gentleman by the name of Bill Quinn.
Oh, my God. Is he still around?
He's still around. I'd like to say a few words.
You know, this man is a fraud. This is the 3rd 50th anniversary I have been to this year. I looked around at all the faces, and I don't see one face that was in at any of the other dinners. Now, this is kind of...
I need the food.
Bobby, you don't have any lines. The silent bits like you always do.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, it's strange to get up here, you know, and face forward. Actors don't face forward. We act sideways. And this is strange for me. I can't get used to working straight out and working. Wait, I have no lines. Nobody gave me any words. And here I am. I feel about as useless as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But I've been asked to say a few words about warm, affectionate words about Robert. Not easy.
Not easy.
I met Bobby, and we were both doing radio in New York. And how can we ever forget his portrayal of Archie Andrews?
Oh, God, that was bad. They're all too young, Bill.
Well, apparently they've all forgotten it.
That's how good I was.
Yeah. How can you ever forget him as the oldest 12-year-old boy tenor on the National Barn Dance? He sang, "Danny boy, oh Danny boy, the pipes are cold." I forgive you, Bob, that's a bad impression.
You're better than I was, but I
was on key. You know, seriously, no. Bob has been very, very kind to me. Bob has said, he once said to me, you know, I'm half businessman and half actor.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I couldn't possibly argue with that. Because I've seen his work. I wish all the angels and the saints in heaven follow you through your life. And may they never catch up with you.
Thank you.
It is fun to work with Bob. It's fun, it's challenge, it's exciting, it always sort of keeps you on your toes. I never knew anybody who could know fewer of his lines in dress rehearsal at all. And know all of them when it came to airtime, plus yours, plus everyone else in the scene, plus the 2 guys who are in the scene following you, and a few lines from yesterday's show, which he'll throw in what the hell. You realize how he does that. It's not an actor's trick. There are little tiny pieces of paper all over the desk, attached to your sleeve. He's written on your arm. He's written on the underside of his arm. And if you put your hand down in the wrong place, the man just goes sky high with your lines. He can too sing. He can. It's loud, but it's good. It's on key. The man can sing. I will give him that. I will also give him that he is one of the dearest and the goodest and the warmest and the lovingest and the most decent human beings I have ever known in my life. Every time I see him, every time I have ever seen him since I was a tiny child, 20, maybe 21 years ago, I won't say he's always smiling, because sometimes he has problems in his life, and he worries about his kids, and now he gets to worry about his grandkids, so his heart is probably pretty full. I never knew anybody that loved his family any more than Bobby does, ever. But every single time I have ever seen this man, whether it's walking down the street or at a party last night or walking into a scene with him, he makes my heart smile. He makes me happy. I think it's just a great blessing to know him, to be able to work with him. And it's really the kind of person I would like to be someday.
When you grow up.
When I grow up. Which I'm trying not to do for another 20 years or so. It is a great, great privilege to be here, to be able to say this to this man who will never believe it and who might never have known it without this evening. Henrietta, thank you for putting it together so that we could all tell Bobby how very much we love him.
Thank you, Denise. Those were kind words.
Now you're going to get raped.
She wants to be like Bob.
Go to sleep.
She wants to fall in love with Scorpio. I don't know. Very strange. I didn't know that you had a love affair with Monica.
Monica? He had a love affair with Monica?
Did you?
Wait a second.
No.
Never! Never!
I just thought I'd throw that in and see what would happen.
You're not doing too well with it.
Okay.